Very cool. It looks like we are live. And it's going to jump right back into it. It's just me this time. Brendan sadly couldn't join me, but that's okay. Because it's a pretty solitary vibe, this game. I'm pretty much picking up right where we left off last time. I beat the Corrupted Monk. That was the big event. Everyone, was really into that fight. It was a great time. And after that, there was a lot of hardship and turmoil. Not limited to the long arm centipede draft. That was kind of disturbing. And a place called the Gun Fort, which I ran through like a coward. So I actually want to backtrack a bit. I basically went past the room where the long arm centipede giraffe is, and now I'm here, and you can see who awaits me in the distance. But before we go there, I do want to show, I played a little bit on my own off the stream, and I kind of regret it because there was a lot of interesting stuff that like immediately happened. So I'm going to backtrack a bit. I'm going to go here and show you what happened. It's kind of wild. Also, in terms of the story, we are gathering pieces of equipment and relics to enter and sever the ties to the immortal realm. That's kind of what's going on. So I have the Immortal Blade, which is good. I have this. I forgot what it's called. Bear with me. Not the red lump. I know what you're thinking. I have... God, what is it? It must be in a different thing. Yeah, it's probably this. The Shelter Stone. And the last thing I need, I believe, is some kind of flower. So that's what I'm getting. Just got a Fast and Furious hobbies and... You know what? I'm really glad you're, Marcel, that you're getting Fast and Furious ads for our streams instead of whatever that Cheeto sandwich was. So I think our brand is improving. Dare I say it. Yeah, so this is literally where we were last time, where I thought the long arm centipede giraffe, one of the best names, that scared the crap out of me. I just broke something. And it was a pretty easy fight, just very unsettling, because that enemy would put its face right to the camera when you lost, and it stayed with me forever. So we called the stream here last time, and I just want to show you. So there was once a bridge here. There's no longer a bridge here, and I want to show you why. Oh my god. Actually worth coming back here because I pretty much just ran through these areas, and there are some secrets, as always. So, always worth drinking a gourd underwater. Very cool. I hope what was once here is still here, because I really think you're gonna dig seeing them again. If not, I'll just tell you. But this is a visual medium, so I'd like for this to work. I guess not. That's a bummer. Well, there was a giant snake here. The giant snake that... I don't know if it's the same one, but... earlier in the game there's a giant snake that you kind of have to get past, and it comes back, or at least a very similar one, and it destroys the bridge you're on. It's actually, if you ever seen the trailer for this game, one of the like final moments at the end of the trailer is that snake like going at a bridge, and that's exactly what happened. So it's a bummer I didn't get it on camera, but you know, can't win them all. I think you may really like what's coming up. Why can't I climb up here? There we go. Yeah, so this area is insane, and you'll see why. Oh, should not have fallen that high, but it's okay. Yes, there are monkeys with guns. That's where we're at. That's what's happening. We just have to deal with it. There's also a point on this area where there are so many monkeys in one place that, yeah, it's down here. That like the frame rate, like I don't normally even notice the frame rate, but like look what happens. Look what happens when you go down here. It's kind of unsettling, actually. I mean, I know what I just did is kind of horrific, but like, it's like PowerPoint hell. Let me get out of here. So, I just wanted to show you what I endured on the path here. I don't know if there's anything really worth it. Oh, there is an item down here. Let me, while I'm exploring, let me just get that. 'Cause why not? I never really use these. Ooh, there's an item down there too. But you know what? I've had enough of this area, to be quite frank. So I'm gonna go. There it is. Yeah. Yeah, it's a lot. Especially if you're not prepared for it. It's also foreshadowing for the boss in this area, which you'll see. Also, feel free to let me know how my audio is and all that. I have the same setup, but just in case things are different. So yeah, there's a big guardian ape that I have to fight. It's a pretty cool area. I've fought him a few times off the stream. It's definitely another fight that feels like a Bloodborne fight. Oh my god, yeah, he throws just a giant mound of feces at you, which is not great. That's actually the move that like I always get hit by. I've actually, oh my god, yeah, he does that. There's another fight where the firecrackers helps a lot. But honestly, it's not too bad. I mean, I haven't beaten it yet, and yeah, sometimes you can get a prompt to like hook shot on the thing on its head. Looks like a tree branch or something. I don't know what it is. I've not gotten a close look. I dare not get too close to this bag. But yeah, it reminds me of Bloodborne because it's a lot of like running behind. Obviously, they give you a lot of trees, so there's a lot of room to kind of swing around, which is really fun. So I'm into this fight. It's really not like, obviously I'm not doing super well, but I really like the arena. I just like the vibe. I like what the Guardian Ape is bringing to the table. You know, it's a good time. Yeah, I feel like this is how Bloodborne fights usually go, where it's like just getting used to what their attacks are and trying to get behind them and away from them. So yeah, let's see how I do. I do think there might be something. So I was catching up with a friend of mine who's like beaten this game several times. Oh wow. Got another hit. I was catching up with a friend who's beaten this game several times on like New Game Plus and just knows everything about it. And Oh my god. He had... Fuck. Maybe I should save that story for another day. No. I'll get back up. I still got 3 gourds, you know? No. Fuck. I hate that move. I really don't even know what to do about that move. Poisons you too. Wow. I was gonna say, my friend who knows this game, Jesus, just let me tell the story. I'm just trying to tell a quick aside, and now give me a chance. Anyway, I was told that he asked me kind of cryptically if I had gotten a death blow off yet on the Guardian Ape, and I said no, so maybe there's some shenanigans that's gonna happen. But as far as I can tell, it's a fairly straightforward boss, even though I just got my ass kicked. But let's try again. Hate when monsters interrupt my anecdotes. Yeah, for real. That's kind of, yeah. It's kind of the struggle of this stream, I think, actually. I could use the firecrackers, but I only have 2 spirit emblems. I'm like, if I learned anything from the corrupted monk fight, is that I actually did better when I just sort of focused on like as little as possible, like just sword and dodge and all that kind of stuff. Nothing extraneous, but it does help. Oh my god, I'm trying to tell an anecdote, I'm trying to give tips on a fight that I'm losing. There we go. Like, I'm doing... One of the things that really... Oh my god. Really bummed me out about the Corrupted Monk fight was just like how little damage I was doing. This fight seems like... You know what? Maybe I should drink a gourd before I compliment myself. I know I'm like supposed to probably like hook shot away from that, but it just never works out for me. I will say, like, even though I think all the platforming in this game is great, and like the hook shotting is fun, it's sometimes, especially in an area like this where there's so many things you can target, it's really hard to target the right thing. So like, there's a prompt for him where you can hook shot to him, but like it's very difficult to pull off like when you need it to. At least for me. There we go. Yeah, that's the way to dodge that really gross attack. Yeah, like you gotta be pretty close to do that. I can't believe I'm still alive. I still have 2, at least 1 resurrection. Yeah, speak of the devil. I have 1 resurrection. I think I'm gonna use it because I think I can do this. I don't think this is the run, but I think that like it's not unthinkable that I could possibly win. Oh my god, that was so gross. Oh wow. No. Oh, thank God. Jesus, that was gross. This is a gross fight. No. Alright, well that was a close one. He clearly just wants pets. Yeah, I'm not sure what his incentive is. All the bosses in this game have some kind of, like, tragic backstory. I don't really know what his deal is. Okay, so I don't have any spirit emblems. I'm gonna buy a bunch, actually. I have a coin purse. Because I want to have at least, like, one... the ability to do 1 or 2 firecrackers. It would really help. Especially towards the end of the fight. Bulging coin purse. Hefty enough to bring something resembling a grin to a wolf's face. Oh, it's not lost upon death. Interesting. Yeah, I'm just gonna buy a bunch. I know it might be a waste, but like I just need them. I'm actually gonna buy even more. I'll use 1 heavy coin purse. This seems like a parallel to the video game Rampage, recently turned into a movie also starring Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, who is also starring in a sequel to Fast and the Furious franchise, Hobbies and Shaw in theaters this summer. Hashtag ad, hashtag. Oh my god. That's amazing. Yeah, I don't think that's a coincidence. I think this is all part of a much bigger picture. And Fast and the Furious is at the center of it. You know, I've never seen any of those movies. I've seen part of the second one. I should watch them eventually. Okay. Alright, let's do it. Whatever. I'm not wasting a gourd on me falling. Yeah, that's the thing is, like, he just hits you for so much damage. It's hard to bounce back. Oh my god. You don't really have to worry about posture. I guess I theoretically could block a lot of his attacks. I've just been trying to outmaneuver him. Maybe that's not the move. Jesus. Oh my god. Fuck. Alright, I'm just gonna die. This is not the run. I think I've only seen part of Tokyo Drift. Yeah. That seems to be a popular one. Okay. Let's do it. No. Ugh, Jesus. I guess I could block that too, couldn't I? I should just start blocking that. It'll probably still poison me, but that's a move. you hit him enough, he seems to like actually give you even more chances to hit him. But it's like, it always catches me off guard. Oh my god, Jesus Christ. I do have antidotes. There we go. This does have a bit of a Rampage vibe. Or that weird Sega game where the dinosaurs would fight, and there was like an evil gorilla that would do similar gross tactics. Okay, so I can block that, but I still get poisoned. Oh my god, fuck. No! Oh, I hate that move. Alright, let's go back up. Fuck, no, 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 no! Oh my god. Jesus Christ. Alright, let me run as far... I hate this. Okay. It's not even really worth doing that, I don't think. I think there might be a hookshot move that I don't have. But, yeah. Yikes. He like sometimes does stuff like that. It's frustrating. I'm gonna die. I don't think that's the I don't think that's the run. There, I said it. By the way, I just adjusted my mic a bit. Let me know if I am suddenly quieter or louder or whatever. Hopefully it's at a good middle ground. Oh yeah, everyone is sick because I've died so many times. I'm gonna use a cure after this boss fight. I'm worried about all that. I'm good. Thank you, Marcel. I think I should be blocking more. In moments I can't roll out of the way. There we go. This is similar to there's a bull fight that's like on fire, and it took me a while to figure out that I could just block certain attacks. I just assume like everything about this just feels like I shouldn't be able to block it, but I guess you can. Nice. Alright, I'm gonna use one of my hefty fire characters. Eventually. I literally put the controller down for a second just to adjust my contact lens. Lesson learned. No brakes. No. Good. I'm not going down with that attack. I refuse. Give me some honor. Yes. Good. Oh, wow. Okay. Hell yeah. There's a big sword in it. What? Oh my god. What? Come on. Yeah, of course. Why did I think any less? Fuck this game. Jesus. Yeah, I can see why my friend asked me if I had pulled off the death blow yet. Because this happens. Of course. Why wouldn't it? This is truly horrific. Can I actually go back up to... I don't think I can. I think I'm stuck here until I win. Or lose. Honestly, that's the high point of the game. These kind of moments. Yeah, I think so. I mean, this is like... Same thing happened with Genichiro. You think you're done, and you're not. Because this happens. Okay. I wonder now if I have to do the whole thing again. If it's one of those. I feel like I feel a bit more optimistic that it's at least just going to be in the second phase because um, I got the. Oh no, I didn't get any. I didn't get any memories. It did say Shinobi Execution. If I had to do the whole thing again, I might just stop playing. Let's see. We'll find out. Yep, whole thing again. Great. Some rules. Okay, so definitely can block. Ugh, so gross. You know what? I'll take this over what's to come. To be to be honest. No. Oh. I'm just gonna... This is not the run. I'm gonna die. I also just experienced terror. Yeah. Yeah, terror, basically, if that meter fills up, you just die. That's how it works. Something about this boss just like... I know I said I was enjoying it earlier. Now I'm not. I, I don't know how long I want to do this. But I do want to... I do want to see what's next. Like, I'm at a really cool moment in the story, and I just want to keep going. And that's where I think a lot of people struggle with these types of games, myself included, is like, I just want to see the stuff I want. I don't want to have to deal with, like, giant pieces of shit thrown at me. But, I get it. Honestly, like, at least this phase isn't really too difficult. Like, it's not one of the harder bosses. So I understand why there's a second phase. I feel like the second phase, I might need to jump more. I feel like I was doing a lot of like sweeping attacks and stuff. I don't think fireworks are gonna help at all in the second half. I don't know what's going on. Go. Now we know what to expect. It knows what I'm trying to do, I think. Getting a head start. Literally. Is this room now open? No, it's not. Okay. Here we go. Gotta not be near it for that. Okay, yeah, there's definitely a sweeping attack I can do. I was gonna throw its head at me. I like the music a lot, I have to say. Very unsettling, but in like a interesting way. Oh my god, I hate this. I take it all back. Alright, get me out of this awful, awful, awful angle. Okay. I just don't really know, like, what to do. What? I literally thought I died. I put my controller down for a second. I'll get back up just because I feel like I want to learn a bit more about this phase. It's a lot of sweeps, so I'm going to definitely make use of jumping around and all this stuff. I can deflect, but I don't really think it's even worth it, because not much posture damage. And then he does the howl, which does terror damage, which is the worst. No, fuck, run. No, 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 no. Oh my god. Wait, I have something to deal with this. Pacifying agent. Yeah, that's the one. There we go. Oh my god. Don't even have time to do anything. I have to take my not afraid of this headless beast medicine. Oh my god, no, 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 no. I don't know if I could do this. This is like one of the first fights where I just don't see anything good coming of this experience, you know? Let me check something real quick. Just take a small break. And I want to see if I can update or upgrade any of my prosthetics. It's not going to help. I just want to see if I can, just to have a different experience for like 30 seconds. I think my psychiatrist also gave me not afraid of the headless beast medication. Yeah, it helps. Oh, that's right. He's sick. Oh, I think I have a new tool. Yeah, I do. Divine Abduction, a prosthetic tool loaded with a large fan, costs spirit emblems to use, gathers and releases a gust of wind, forcing enemies caught by the vortex to turn around. Interesting. It is a mild sort of being spirited away that can be returned from quite quickly. However, it's said that one can only return from being spirited away once. If taken again, there is no coming back. Interesting. Yeah, I don't know if I haven't really. There's like so many upgrades, and I haven't really done much with that. Yeah, he's sadly not feeling great, but we will cure him once we're done with this boss fight. I'm gonna save my money. I don't really want to waste any more on spirit emblems. Sunken Valley. Let's do it. Alright, let's do... I also don't even want to really waste... God. Just like a little... small... like... kick in the shin to have that damage be possible. I'm gonna... How many do I have? I have 12. I'll be careful with how much I use of it, but I think it's worth having on me. So... yeah. Cool. I basically just want to get to the second phase with like at least a few gourds and a resurrection. That sucks. it actually definitely pays to be a little bit more on the offense. And literally, whenever I try to give tips, I get shit thrown at me, like 100% of the time. So that was my day. My day's going pretty well. I got back from the jog, had some coffee, and I was like, I'm gonna play Sekiro with some of my friends before I start my day. And this is happening now. So, I actually might not go. Usually, in the past, these Sekiro streams have been like 2 hours. I think I might call it a little earlier today, depending on how this goes. But we'll see. I like hanging out, so... And as always, thanks for everyone who is here with me. It's always a fun time. It honestly helps me, like, to stream this game, because playing this alone, I feel like would get to me after a while. Especially this fight. Something very dour about this, like, really gross beast that then becomes, like, a horrific creature. Still alive. And I have gourds. Got a little too risky there. Yeah. This just makes me nostalgic of being a kid and watching my friends or sister play a game. That's awesome. I'm glad that it has that vibe. It's kind of... That's kind of what I also enjoy, being on either side of. Unseen aid. It's a sign. This is a really pretty area. It's unfortunate that we have to go here, but that's okay. I feel like there has to be, Ooh, wait a minute. Is there a way that I can sneak up on this guy? I feel like the answer is no. I think I've tried and it was just like not possible. But yeah, I've tried like just sneaking without using the grappling hook and it didn't work. So I think there's no getting around this one, unfortunately. Fuck, no! That's just a one-hit kill, basically. Or usually is. I lucked out. Yeah, just I'm like with this boss, it's very clear when you should attack because like he kind of has these openings that are very like visibly broadcast. The second form, I don't really know. I guess that's the point. It's supposed to be harder. I'd really like to save at least 2 gourds for the next phase. No, fuck off. Good. So gross. That really does trouble me. Jesus. I'm gonna die. Sometimes death in this game is the right move. I really love the artwork in these moments. All right. I just wish there was like something else I could do. Cause I'm kind of getting sick of this fight, to be honest. I'm gonna give it my best effort. I'm gonna try a few more times. I might call the stream in like 15 minutes. But let's give it our all. Let's give it a shot. I'm so glad I was not in the midst of that. Thank you, Marcel. I'm gonna die again, though. Just because I feel like I don't want to waste the resurrection that early in the fight. I could go back to the gun fort and fight the other Snake Eyes there. There's a character called Snake Eyes that fights with a gun. But I don't really see the points. Because I'm already past that area. There might be like some fun stuff to find, but I need to fight this boss. Oh my god, what is this? Okay. Every now and then the camera just is not your friend. Every time. I don't know what it is. I keep falling for that. No, 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 no. Give me a second to drink a gourd. Thank you. Gross. Even worse. Oh my god, it's it's that every time. It's just, to be honest, it's just way too nice outside today for me to fight this creature for any longer than I have to. I just feel it. It's today's vibe. Maybe I'm making excuses. You really don't. You really go through all like 12. Was it like 12 stages of grief when you fight these bosses? Right now, I'm in I think the bargaining phase. I'm like, oh, there's other things I can do. Well, I'm out of gourds, but I'm far enough into this phase that I want to keep going. Oh, you got me that time. You know what? If I was Wolf at this point, I'd be like, you know I promised Kuro I would sever ties to the Immortal Realm, but something about this fight, I think, is making me question this whole adventure. We should try. There we go. I wish I had anything that was gonna help me. No gourds, no revives. If I get in a few hits, I could potentially have another revive, but let's do this. So unsettling. It's even worse than I remember. I hate it. To be honest, I hate it. Yeah, it looks like it always swings low. It swings like sweeping attacks. It does this awful move. So I can jump, I think, without worrying about anything. All right. I'm glad you can all see this. Um, I would not have wanted the burden of seeing this by myself. Okay, one or two more times. I'm gonna try one or two more times, and then I'll call it, I think. Honestly, I do like. I like this is a cool boss. It's classic like from software like prank basically. Oh my god. But I just really like don't enjoy having to do the same thing again. Like I get that might be a little easy if I had to just jump to phase 2, but it just that's what gets me more than the difficulty is like the tedium of having to do the same thing over again. Personally, thankfully there aren't too many bosses that do this. It's like this one and Genichiro are like the two. I'm not even paying attention right now. But yeah. It's not like, it's really not like super frustrating, but it's just like, I don't know. Like this whole boss feels like a giant middle finger to the player. Just a giant getting flipped off at every opportunity. I'm just gonna die. This is not the one. Getting shit thrown at me, giant fart bombs, and then he comes back without a head. It's just a lot. It's a lot of commitment. It's a lot of ideas that we're heavily committed to for one boss. You know, they're like, maybe we can make a boss that's kind of like a, you know, that throws a bunch of crap at you. And you're like, okay, that sounds a good idea. What if it also comes back when you think it's over? Cool. What if it also just like everything unpleasant? Why did I just stay here? It's beautiful. It's a beautiful game. Alright. Last or second to last try. Good lord. I've been really enjoying getting back into this game because I got it like, you know, when it came out in March, and you know, I'm gonna tell an anecdote first and then try. I think that's the move. If you had to be a boss, which eldritch horror would you be, Evan? It's a great question. Is it limited to this game? Like, what boss would I be in Sekiro, or what boss would I be like in any From Software, or just in general? If you don't mind specifying. In general. Oh, which eldritch horror would I be in general? Interesting, interesting. I don't know. To be honest, I actually don't know enough about like Lovecraftian stuff to have a name right off the bat. I think I would probably be, thinking about Bloodborne, I think I would probably be the Celestial Emissary. Just sort of like a strange, kind of like cosmic creature that's like, kind of just benign, not really, doesn't really have any kind of scheme or plan, or it's not threatening, it just sounds kind of strange. Which is not how I see myself, but I think I would be, I would try to be one of the more, the less horrific and less immediately threatening eldritch horrors. Something that's more confusing than it is scary. I hope that answers your question. Who am I kidding? I would be the guardian ape because I love cutting my head off and throwing my own shit. Who doesn't? How about you? What Evan and Marcel, assuming you're together, what Eldritch Horror would you be if you were a boss? Big mood, yeah. If you answer the question, I'm sorry. Sometimes I can't see all the stream comments for some reason. I don't know why, but like, oh, there we go. I got all 7 gourds though, so look out. Oh no 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 no. Good, good. Everything's going great. Evan is thinking. Take your time. It's a difficult question. I struggle with it myself. It's a good question, but it's tough to know. Because it's like asking what would you be is sort of like, well, what do you want to be versus like, you know, it's sort of like super ego, id stuff going on. Like, do I want to be the Guardian Ape? But am I actually the dude who's hiding in a basket in Weaver Village? I don't know. There's an Eldritch Horror boss that we all are that we don't realize we are, I think. Our Eldritch id, if you will. This is the new Myers-Briggs. Yeah, I'm ENGA, Extrovert Guardian Ape. In a group, you tend to run around in shallow water and throw feces at strangers. I would love if there was a Myers-Briggs test that like was exactly the same. It was all the same questions, but there was one answer that was like clearly for the Guardian Ape from Sekiro Shadows Die Twice, which only would be a joke for me, but I think it'd be very funny. It's like, at work, do you tend to be the one to make decisions, the one to follow orders, or do you tend to cut your head off and scream otherworldly echoes? New Zodiac, I'm Guardian Ape Rising. That would be the episode title if this was the podcast. So I got so into that conversation I actually forgot I was fighting the Guardian Ape. Wolf deserves better than what I'm giving him. I'm gonna give this one more try. And then I am actually going to get going. But this has been a lot of fun. I have no ape head, but I must scream. Very good. Classic. I've never read that short story. I'm assuming you're referencing I Have No Mouth and I Must Scream. Classic old sci-fi short story. I guess maybe horror too, like horror sci-fi. I don't know what to consider it. I've never read it, but I did play the very bizarre point-and-click adventure game on Steam. I don't really recommend it at all. It's pretty bad, but it's like so baffling that it exists. I think I picked it up in college when I had more time to check weird stuff out like that. I kind of missed point-and-click, like I was a little bit younger. Like I feel like I was a little too young when point and click was like at its prime with all like the LucasArts stuff. I also never really had a computer that could run a lot of games, so like my computer game experience was like pretty basic. Like I played The Sims, I played a lot of Sim Tower and Sim City. I had like a Sims collection it was Sim City, Sim Safari, Sim Tower, and I think that's it. But it rules. I really like that game. I also had like Warcraft 3 and StarCraft. I always liked those games. I never got like... It always got to a point where like I'm not playing those games like super seriously. Like I like going through the story, and I was playing with friends, but I never really like was good enough to play online or anything. But I did like those kind of strategy games. Like I liked Civilization a lot. I liked there was a game called Majesty that I'm convinced might have just been a dream I had. But Majesty was kind of wild. It was like what was it? Sorry, Gary Nape. I'm talking about Majesty. I'm gonna readjust my posture here as I talk about Majesty. Just get my ass kicked. But Majesty was a like Warcraft adjacent fantasy strategy game. But what's interesting was that you couldn't actually control your units. So like you were the king or queen of this kingdom, and you would build buildings. Yeah, everyone is sick. Sorry, everyone. Everyone is sick because I'm talking about Majesty in 2019, I think. But you would build buildings, and you would like recruit units. So like a warrior, they had like a set AI behavior. So warriors were like their whole thing was they would attack monsters if the monsters entered the kingdom. So they never ventured out into like the world map, but they would always defend the kingdom without any second thought. Rogues were completely driven by profit, so like if you put an attack flag, you could put like an attack flag with a reward on certain things, and if the money was good enough, they would do it. Literally, you could put an attack flag like on your own castle, and they would attack it, which is kind of funny. And rangers, their whole thing was they would just run around the map and explore everything. And there was like really weird monsters and stuff you could find. It was a lot of fun. I've not played it since I was like 12, but it was an interesting idea, and I actually liked the removal of stress of like not having to micromanage all the units. They would just do like what they tended to do. You had to choose if you were allied with gnomes, elves, or dwarves. I usually went with dwarves, but gnomes are pretty great because like there was a very weird interpretation of gnomes. I'll let you look it up actually, because I think I'm done talking about Majesty. I've delayed the inevitable. Now I'm going to fight this boss. But yeah, just a quick overview of my PC experience. I also I shared a computer with my mom and sister growing up, and like we had dial-up, and it never felt right to be on the computer for more than like an hour or two, and usually that was just for like AIM or whatever. So I still don't really associate PC with games at all. I also have been a Mac user for a long time, so like I just associate Mac with different things. Like I use my computer primarily for like email and stuff, and also for drawing and such. Just some fun facts about me as I get wrecked by this beast. It's funny we talk about Myers-Briggs. I've been talking a lot about astrology and all those kind of personality tests recently. I love talking about it. Obviously, I think you have to take it all with a grain of salt. But I think it's interesting that you find, at least for me, like my astrology stuff does have similar things with my Myers-Briggs. And again, like it's written pretty vaguely, but I don't know. I think it's interesting. I think it's fun to explore, but not to like live by. That's kind of my my hot take on astrology. I also like pretending. I know too much about it to say that I don't. Like I truly know a lot, but I don't know enough to like be impressive with my knowledge of it. So whenever it comes up with friends or at work, I just usually go like, ah, yes, typical, which is kind of interesting. Though it is disturbing that I feel like some people like also just say, ah, yeah, typical Aries, like that's like they're serious. But hey, live your life. Honestly, I love astrology. If you made me choose a side, I would say I love it. It's a lot of fun. I'm into it. Sailor Mercury is in retrograde. Wow, I love a hot take on astrology. I always forget what my rising and such signs are. You should get the CoStar app. You'll find out. It's like when you were born and where. So if you don't know that, ask your folks, ask your parents. I am a Libra rising, Aries sun, Aquarius moon. And then there's a lot of other stuff. There's like, there are some signs that are like only change like every 30 years, so it's more about like a generation than about like you in particular. Like I think if you were born around 1990, like your Pluto is in Scorpio, I think. I don't know what that means. I just know that. And that sums up like my knowledge. I'm like, I know Pluto and Scorpio, but I can't tell you what it means. I'll say this much. Guardian Ape, total Virgo. Screams Virgo, as far as I'm concerned. That means nothing. I have nothing against Virgos. I was just thinking of a sign and committing to it. Committing to the bit, if you will. There's gonna be a weird part of my brain that now associates me unprompted bringing up the Zodiac and then having just a giant piece of shit thrown at me. Like, is that how I die? I think so. Oh, we got a couple of Virgos in the chat. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to insult you. I do wonder though if this is Grookey's final evolution. I've been thinking about that this whole stream and I didn't want to say it, but I think this is a leak from Game Freak. I was born with this sword through my clavicle. Amazing. Thank you all for being on board with this strange discussion I've brought up unprompted. This is what happens when Brendan is in here. I just default to Zodiac and spiraling inward. But thankfully you're all here. I'm gonna go a little longer. I think we're having fun. I do have to go like within the hour, but I'll play for another half hour or so. We'll feel it out. We'll play it by ear. I'm not gonna commit to anything. I know, typical fleeting, typical Libra rising, non-committal and dying in a cave. Hey, Electrolobo, we're happy you're here. Yeah, if there's a time that works best for you all for us to stream, I know we kind of have suddenly been streaming way more. Like we did like once a year ago and then haven't since, and now like either Brendan or I am on pretty frequently. My whole thing is like I don't have like a ton of room in my schedule to like add streaming as a new thing. So what I do is like in the time I would play a game normally, if I feel like I can, I'll stream it. So that's what I've been doing with Sekiro, and that's why the times have kind of just been like in the morning on the weekend. So that's like usually what's most free for me. But if there is a time that works better for all of you, let us know, and we can we can maybe make a more consistent schedule. I'm very into that because I've been really enjoying doing these. Also, I'm pretty sure we've uploaded all of them, all the recent ones at least, to YouTube. So if you ever want to go back and watch, if you missed any, they're all, I think, both on our Twitch channel and on YouTube, if that's your preferred place. I'm also gonna try to figure out how to stream from my Switch, because like there's a ton of stuff. Like don't get me wrong, I love Sekiro. It does get to you after a while. There's a lot of stuff on the Switch that I would love to stream, and I think I mean any of you who listen to our podcast know that we're big Switch fans. So there's a lot of stuff I'd want to stream. I'm thinking about doing a Nuzlocke stream when Sword and Shield comes out. I'm not entirely sure if that's going to happen, because I do want to play it normally first, so I'm hoping there are multiple save files, so I can have like my normal save and then maybe like a Nuzlocke save. But what I could also do is I could just make a new user on the Switch, and like they will have their own save file, so I might just make a user for that and then stream that, because that could be a lot of fun. I love doing Nuzlocke runs, and I think that could be really fun to do together. Guardian hates fire. Yeah, I know. I've been I've used the firecrackers against them, at least in their first form. I don't know if you were here earlier, Ian, but I've gone to the second form a few times. The firecrackers don't tend to work quite as well against their second form, which is very disturbing. I've just kind of been a little bit more vacant in my awareness of this fight because I've been talking more. But I'm going to do my best. I'm going to try to find the balance of talking. Because some games I can do, like Smash Brothers, I will usually be catching up with friends from home. That's like my game. That's the game that I play to catch up with my friends who are in New York, and I'm in Chicago. And the other night, like, we were all on like a group phone call and playing, and I was like on a winning streak and talking about like having a deep heart-to-heart, like, yeah, you know, growing up's tough, but you know, blah blah blah. And they were like, Steven, we're really trying to actually win. So I can do that with Smash. I can't really do that with Sekiro. My schedule is all over the place too, so I hope I'm off that day. Every time you talk about Nuzlocke, it always makes me start one. I mean, actual fire, not the crackers. This guy took me 30 minutes on the run that I beat him. Okay, cool. Okay, yeah, so we could talk more about schedules and stuff, but for now I think expect like Brendan tends to stream after work, at least lately. He's been playing Judgment at night. I tend to be able to do it in the mornings. So like Saturday, Sunday morning, or early afternoon is my preferred time. So that's very loose right now. So that also translates to just expect them whenever. But we're happy you can join us whenever you can. Growing up though, yeah, no, exactly. Growing up is tough, Falcon Punch. This boss took you 30 minutes to beat, Ian? That's kind of amazing. I've been streaming for almost 2 hours, but I'm also all over the place mentally. So let's do it. Actual fire. So you mean the flame vent? Well, why don't we try it? Why not? I do need more spirit emblems. Thankfully I've got... You know what? I'm actually going to travel and use a coin purse and maybe sell some stuff. I mean the run of it, flame vent. Oh, so it took you 30 minutes like in the single fight. Interesting. Yeah, Marcel, Nuzlocks are fun. It definitely depends on the version you're playing. I it really changes the experience. I don't, I haven't done one in a while, but I think usually I end up doing them like when I'm home for Christmas for some reason. So last Christmas I did black and white. That is a really, really, really hard one, for some reason. Whereas like X and Y are a lot more forgiving. So I think if you're gonna start out, try X and Y or yeah, X and Y. I think the first one ever was on for Ruby Sapphire. So if you want the first experience, you could try that. But yeah, it's interesting, and it makes you use a team that you probably wouldn't have otherwise, and it just makes every fight like it's basically like making it Fire Emblem, where like you're always on the edge of like losing a member of your team. It's fun. It's a fun experiment. I played it very safe. Yeah, I think I will too. I'm gonna sell all my oil. I'm gonna sell the. No, I'll keep these. It's tough to know which. I don't use like any of these sugars. I'm gonna sell some of these too. Like I'm sure they're good. I'm sure maybe I'll regret it, but like I just don't ever. Buy spirit emblems. Yeah, it's like only when I'm up against a tough boss do I find that I'm suddenly spending a lot of money on spirit emblems. So yeah, Sunken Valley, go here. Try out the flame vents as you advised, Ian. Thank you. The fight clicked for me after 20 minutes to hit and run, and by that time I just wanted to never fight him again. Yeah, it's earlier this stream I kind of was just like, am I even enjoying this anymore? I said earlier, it's a really nice day in Chicago. I got back from a run earlier, so part of me really wants to go outside and not get virtual guardian ape shit thrown at me over and over and over again, but here we are. We're together though, you know? Okay, so yuck. This isn't the one. Hit me, kill me. There you go. I just can't. I know maybe I gave up too quickly, but like my morale cannot jump back from just getting like just a like rocket ship of crap thrown at my face like right away. That's how the fight starts. No. I gotta get in at least a couple hits before I'm a victim to that fate. I hate that. Let's use flame vents. Okay, so it doesn't stun them though like the firecrackers do. I hate to go against your advice, but I'm gonna use the firecrackers because that makes him like fall down, and you get like a ton of hits on him. Like that's what I want. Unless the flame vents help in the second phase. Ian, do you have advice for the second phase of this fight? other than run. Fell for it again. I got two. My hubris. My hubris was unchecked. That was too close. Alright, I gotta... This isn't really a fight you have to like super worry about your posture, but you can block hits if you have enough. So... There we go. Oh, okay, I see. So you upgraded the events, that's why they helped you out. Cool. Yeah, the game has the gall to give you this Shinobi execution, and then you're like, cool, so, okay, what's new? What can I do? Blah, blah, blah. New day, every day's a new day. Check my horoscope. Oh, good, this is happening. My horoscope said this would happen. Yeah, so that just kills you. It fills your terror bar up. The good news, though, is that you can actually block those attacks much easier than... Fuck, no! Oh, I can resurrect. Thank God. I was like, I don't want to go down that way. Yeah, I hate how he moves. Truly cursed. This is cursed content. Oh my god, no! Okay, I was like literally between a rock and a hard place and this. Yeah, that move is basically instant death. The good thing is that he always attacks with sweeps. Like, very rarely does he not. I feel like I can always just be jumping and like not have to worry too much about it. Awful. I'm just still like trying to... I guess the big move there is to jump. I'm just trying to figure out like when... Like, first phase, like I said earlier in the stream, has very... What? Has very clear moments to attack. This one is a lot less broadcasted. No, fuck. I do have this, thankfully. Oh my god, I'm so glad I got out of that. I am out of gourd, so I might as well just have this ready. It's a tough fight. I'll say it once, I'll say it again. Okay. What time is it? It's 12:30 by me, Central Time. I'm gonna keep going. I'm gonna keep trying to beat this boss. All my friends are here. That's all I need, you know? Okay. Hello, my friend. Old friend. I feel like I know all of this, like all of his attacks, like the back of my hand at this point. And that's my favorite one. I'm gonna use antidote for that. Life's too short to get hit by that attack. That particular attack. No. Alright. I'm gonna die there, because that wasn't really the best one. Sweaty hands fight. Yeah, exactly. I'm gonna give it a few more tries. Lightning reversal. Okay. Let's do it. I feel like what lies beyond him has to be the flower. I feel like this is the boss that guards the flower. Kind of like the Kretzer Monk was the boss that guarded the stone. And the folding screen monkeys. Yeah, sorry, I got distracted. That was on me. Just thinking about the story, I'm getting distracted. All right. Why not? Oh wow, that was an especially gross one. Alright, I'm gonna get back up, because I feel like I've been accepting defeat a lot. I could have sworn that was it. Not anymore. That was it. Alright, I'm gonna give this one more. I know I keep changing my plans here. I'm gonna actually give this one more time, and then I'm gonna go, because I just don't... there are some points in this game where I feel like, okay, I got it, I'm gonna do it this time, this is it. This is not one of those days. This just feels like I need to take a break from this in order to eventually get past this area. But thank you all for joining me. I am going to give it my best go and then call it a day. Blew it. Yeah, this is like one of the few bosses where like there are some opportunities you can just keep attacking them and it's actually gonna work out somehow. No. Oof. Not great. What? That felt wrong. That felt incorrect. That also felt incorrect. I know I said this was my last attempt. I just really don't want to end the stream on that particular note. I know I've been harping on certain visuals in this fight a lot. It just feels a little bit bad to me to have that be the last thing to happen to me and Wolf. So give it one more shot. close. Oh my god. Wow. I didn't realize I could go up that high. Very good. Oh, fuck. Yeah, that makes sense. That was deserved. I'll take that one. But I am going to resurrect. You know, sometimes you make a plan to not end the stream that way, and you try again, and it ends the same way. And I take that as a sign, and I'm gonna sign off. But thank you to everyone who joined me. This is a lot of fun. May stream again soon. Definitely like in a week or so, maybe even earlier. I'll post in the Discord or on Twitter if we're doing this again anytime soon. But yeah, usually I think like it's safe to assume like I don't know if I can commit to every weekend morning, but like Saturday morning tends to be good for me, at least for a bit. Awesome. All right, I'm gonna call it here. Thanks again, and have a wonderful weekend.